Hey, what's up, folks? Let's see who's on. Hey, what's up, Shakur? Joseph, it's me, bitch. Yeah, it's me, bitches. Dom, Frank, looking good. Thank you. Uh-oh. Mm, You know, can I ask you about yoga practice? Yeah, definitely. You can ask me about anything, really. I mean, the title that I type in here on YouTube is really just that. It's really just something, so I have to put something down. Hello, Grail of the Serpent. What's up? What's good, Frank? You're still coming to London. Well, I was planning on coming on the 26th, but there was a partial lockdown, right? So kind of a lockdown, and well, if I visit, I want to be able to move around freely and stuff, So I'm gonna visit after this whole fucking lockdown is gone, That's when I'm gonna come over. But anyone who lives in London, shoot me a message. Maybe we can meet up. Maybe you want to do some rituals. Maybe you want to just hang out, have a coffee together, or maybe some drinks. I don't know. Just let me know. Yeah. By the way, guys, let me know where you're from, okay? Let me know in the comments where you live, what part of the world you're from. Nice to catch you live. All right. That's this. Israel. Wow. Okay. Texas, Oxnard, California, Bronx, New York. Yeah, I definitely want to visit Israel. That would be interesting. San Francisco. Just moved from Hollywood to Vegas. London. I'm from Arkansas. Arkansas. Nice. Okay. Never been there. Boston. Okay, Boston. I heard it's cold in winter. Okay, so let's figure out the questions here. MFO, Frank looking good. Are you a girl or a guy? MFO, are you a girl or a guy? Not that I don't think that men can't judge. Not that I don't think that men can judge other men. But I'm just interested because look, I'm 36 years old now, and I'm looking better and better and better. I believe I'm going to look better at 40 than I look right now. Can you imagine? It's crazy, right? So, guys, that's what you men need to realize. You age like wine. Okay, men age like wine, and I think a lot of guys don't really understand that. They don't. They like a lot of guys. You focus on the wrong things, man. Okay, you focus on the wrong things. You could be 40, 50. You could still get girls in their prime. Okay, if you just take care of yourself physically and financially. Okay, just got to be reasonably successful, and you got to keep your body healthy. Okay, so stop the smoking, stop the drinking, stop doing drugs, stop smoking weed. Learn about something. I don't know, do a little bit of work, and your future will be blessed. Very beautiful. Like I said, man, I'm 36 years old. I'm more attractive now than I was at 25 or 20. Okay, show me one girl that is more attractive at 36 than she was at 20. Never happens. Okay? So I think a lot of guys need to really understand that. I would get higher quality women now than I would get at 20 and 25 for sure. Okay, so this is. Why did you move to Vegas, Antonio? Tell us. You just said you moved from Hollywood to Vegas. Why did you move to Vegas? I heard is it because of your job? I heard Vegas has really been hurting because of the entertainment industry shutting down and stuff. You know. Much more relaxed vibes and cheaper rent. I see. That makes sense. I'm from Downey, California. Welcome, Marlene. What's up? Jobs are down in entertainment, but everyone else is booming. Nice. Denver, Dominica, Ohio. Yeah, I'd say it's always 90% US, right? 90% of the people here. 80 to 90% of the people here are from the US. Always. I look better now than I did at 20, and I'm 24, and I'm a girl. Okay, Bella Black Rose, did you lose weight? Did you start exercising? Or why is that? Did you change your lifestyle? Did you improve your lifestyle in some way or another? Maybe I know how to dress and take care of my skin better. Okay. Did you change anything about your lifestyle? Exercise, working out, drinking more water, any of that stuff? Because that's rare. That you look better now than you looked at 20. I'm a guy, brother. I just meant that you're looking good and sharp. Thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. All right. So let's focus on the question of magic. A simple vitamin regimen has given me so much energy. Highly recommend. Yes, man, I totally agree. Multivitamins, trace minerals, and all that stuff. So important. What's up, King Plog 888? Hey, how you going? How's it going? Did you figure out who you're going to work with that fame demon for? Also, will you reveal that entity? Yes, I've picked a person. She's a model and aspiring actress. She actually had a couple of roles already. And yeah, I'm working with her on that. She's received that demon and the necessary tools to give the offerings to that spirit. So it keeps working on her. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, please continue letting me know where you're from, guys. So far, we got 34 people on here. I'm really interested in where people are from. Because once all of this lockdown thing is gone, I wanna travel again, which I couldn't. And who knows? You know, maybe I'm gonna stop by. Maybe you want to have some drinks. Maybe you want to hang out. Just I don't know, do some rituals. I don't know. Who knows? All right. Texas, Austin, Texas, New York City, Houston, Texas. So it's just America here, right? U.S., UK. Okay, where exactly in the UK? I always try to figure out where I've never been, and then see new places. The UK. UK would be Ireland, England, Scotland, right? And Northern Ireland, as far as I know, right? London. Okay, London, UK. All right, Fort Worth, Texas. I've been to London. I've been to New York. I've been to Houston. I've never been to Houston, no. Dallas, I've never been to Texas, period. What's this? Dominican Republic? Nope. Come to Dominica. Okay. Denver, Boston. All right, Vegas. I know Vegas. Arkansas, never been there. Oxnard, California. Bronx, New York. Shake my head. California. Sydney. I've never been to Australia. Should definitely visit Fort Worth. How does yoga add up to the left-hand path? Also, can you talk a bit about apotheosis? Well, the terminology left hand actually comes out of the yoga system, you know, where it's left-hand path and yoga. Well, there are certain some secret chakras that you can access, secret energy channels in your chakra system, and then they allow you to escape reality altogether. Or yoga means union, right? It means reconnection to the universe, okay, to the greater spirit, where your physical body just becomes a vessel for divine energies to flow through it. Okay, and anyone who's ever done yoga, you feel much more relaxed after yoga, and you're able to meditate much better, much easier, and the energies just flow through you. Your mind is calmed down. Okay, the whole practice of yoga, the asanas, the meditations, the pranayama, and all of that stuff, is all aimed at stilling the mind. You see, and when you look at the mind as an ocean, okay, or a pond, when you have a lot of thoughts, when the mind is not still, you can't look at the bottom of this pond. Okay, so the water is kind of like murky and dirty and all that stuff. That's our thoughts. That's the mind that is not still, right? But yoga and its practices allow you to calm the mind. And at that point, you're able to see the bottom, to look at the bottom of the pond. And at that point, your true nature comes through, okay? Now, I know to a lot of people that might sound corny, but your true nature is extremely powerful. It's extremely blissful. And it's also extremely, it's not your physical body. It's not your physical self. So your true self will shine through, your true identity, which is blissful and lives in harmony with the universe. And it's just like, and it awakens all of these cities, which are these special powers that we're going after, such as being able to communicate with other dimensions, being able to transfer your consciousness into other physical locations, to send energy into different places, So this is all an ability that is part of our natural being, but we have to access that natural being. And yoga is a way to do that. Okay, so yoga, in my opinion, has a place in any spiritual practice, whether it's right-hand path, left-hand path. See, in the context of witchcraft, left-hand path means something like you essentially see no boundaries. You don't follow any restrictions, any rules. That's how I would describe it. Okay, a lot of people define it in terms of being sinister. Okay, very sinister. Hold on, let me see if I got a book here that would illustrate that. Yeah, that's something that I wrote, actually. That's something here. I was part of this compendium on Azazel, right? Was it in the Azazel one? Azazel the Conqueror, 259. Feeding of the Forgotten. That's funny. Nope, it's in a different one. But I wrote something about the left-hand path here in this in the text that was focused on lucifuge, I believe. It's not here. It's probably in another room. I don't know. But let's see. But you know what? I'm going to read you the first part of my contribution to that text, because I think it illustrates what it means to be on the left-hand path very well, okay? And the text was named Azazel the Conqueror, claiming your throne between the worlds. Okay, by the way, Azazel actually has a throne. All right, if you ever fully contact that entity, you will most likely be standing in front of a throne, okay? And that guy is going to sit there and just laugh at you. There exists a law of power that, like gravity, cannot be ignored by those who wield it, or they suffer for it. Power without purpose will lead to self-destruction. If the direction and the goal of one's efforts are not clear, eventually the power and force gained will be directed against oneself. This can be seen with those who attain material success and turn to drugs or other self-destructive behavior, as seen in the degeneration of character in those who hold high offices, and in many examples more. The same applies to the powers attained through witchcraft. The beginner must learn to discipline himself in order to attain the psychic abilities that he craves, not for their own sake, but to be the gateway into communication with the spirit world that will lead to greater control over the external world. Every action in life is given meaning in the context of the final goal of being the magician, the one that is truly capable of causing what the masses believe to be impossible, which is merging above and below to cause something to exist. The act to create as God does. Contrary to popular belief, the truly powerful warlocks are not the ones that are completely out of touch with mundane life. In reality, those who are capable of living productive, successful lives in the mundane world are also more capable of handling the trials and tribulations that stem from working with the demonic. It seems that the psyche is capable of enduring enormous amounts of pain and suffering, incredible hardships, and more, if the cause and the purpose of the suffering is clear. On the other hand, when the human soul loses its sense of direction, it seems to turn into its own worst enemy and step by step self-destructs. There is nothing more painful than the sense that there is no meaning to one's own existence. The imperative of existence is that we either grow and evolve or degenerate and die, physically as well as spiritually. When you have reached a point in your magical development where all of that which seemed to be light years away is just a couple of When you have reached a point in your magical development where all of that which seemed to be light years away is just a couple of years ago, is now a daily occurrence, you will have to face the question of the true meaning of your journey. What does it mean to be a sorcerer? From the outside, he's often considered a despicable individual that bows his head to no outside authority and has taken a search for autonomous existence too far. So far that he breaks God's law and allies himself with our proverbial devil. Also that he gains power and influence, and to an extent that image is accurate. From the inside, however, the perspective of the sorcerer is often that of an alien being. With every ritual performed and reaping the rewards of it, the very foundation of one's existence is questioned. It takes a lot to stay grounded and rooted in life, when at the same time you're in touch and communication with the so-called supernatural and constantly reshape physical existence to match your desire. Witchcraft sets a process into motion that will transform the individual internally, a shift of perception and frequency that results in the feeling of being an alien in a strange world. Well, my point being, the left-hand path, or how yoga relates to the left-hand path, is basically yoga gives you the ability to contact or live through the identity that you actually are. Okay? Remember the image of the pond that I just gave you. When you can still the mind, you can look at the bottom of your pond, you realize your true nature, which is eternal, it's immortal, it is omnipresent. With all that, your fears disappear, your insecurities disappear, and your connection to the universe becomes paramount or it becomes very, very clear in your awareness. Okay, and this is the groundedness that you need, or the reconnection that you need. And from this perspective, you will have clarity, and you will have the ability to clearly see what is important and what is not important. See, one of the most important things in life is discernment between what is necessary and what is unnecessary. When you are very young, immature, let's call it immature, you have a lot of energy, but you don't have a clear focus. You don't have the ability to direct your energy because there's no orientation. You don't know what is important, what is not important. One of the most important things that you have to learn in life is what is important, what is not important. What battle is it worth fighting for? Okay, or what? I mean, what are the things that actually matter? What are the things that don't matter? You see, that's the things that we need to learn. And if you don't have a clear perspective and don't understand the context in which you're operating, it's obvious that you're going to make wrong decisions. So you're going to waste your energy on this and that and this and that and this and that and this and that. And we all know that the things that are worthwhile require you to focus on them for a long time, right? Everything that you might want that is desirable, admirable, anything that is looked at and perceived as being valuable requires a lot of energy to attain. That means you have to focus on it long term, right? But you're not going to be able to do that if you don't have a clear perspective. If you can't see things clearly, you're not going to be able to refocus on a constant basis. You're not going to be able to pursue long term what it is that is necessary. So we see. I talk to a lot of people, you know, and a lot of people are looking for guidance. And you talk to them in January, and then you talk to them in June, and they have completely changed their direction in life and their focus, which sometimes is okay, but more than that, more often it is actually sad. It makes me sad because not because, and I'll tell you why it makes me sad, or it makes me feel a lot of compassion. It's because I know that life is short. Okay, the older you get, the more you realize that life is short. It's very short. It's very short. Okay, and the earlier you can find your purpose, the earlier you can find your direction in life, the better. But a direction can only be found if you got the whole picture, the bigger picture. And something like yoga can give you really a broader perspective and a clarity that you won't find in other practices. Okay, so yoga is something that can transform your entire life, not just in your spiritual life, but overall. So it has a place in the left-hand path. It has a place in the right-hand path. It's not a religion in my view. It's a technique that allows you to elevate your state of consciousness at will. It gives you more control over this energy system that you have, you see. Look, the mind has to be brought under your control. You need to learn how to bring your mind under your control, you see. The mind is what, I mean, everything that you create is a reflection of your mind. Life is a mirror of your own mind, right? So if you can gain control over your mind, you will gain control over your life, right? Now, every day you need to remind yourself. To remind means you need to reshape the mind in the way that is conducive to what you actually want to accomplish. That should be your first practice in the morning. Reminding yourself of what you're supposed to do, to remind, you know, to recreate the mind that is what you want to accomplish, because the outside world is a reflection of the internal world, you see. So yoga gives you the ability to do that. Okay, so even just for the sake of being better at life, yoga is a very good choice. It's not the only practice that you can pick up for that, but it's a very, easily accessible. These days you have a yoga studio anywhere, right? It's hard to go somewhere and there's nobody practicing yoga. And the next question is usually, okay, how do I find a good teacher? See, because life is a mirror. Life is literally a mirror. Your world is a mirror of you. So if you want to attract good people, or if you want to attract good people, just send that vibration out into the universe. So the sense of a good yoga teacher, have the genuine desire and willingness to grow. Okay, and guess what? You're going to run into a teacher that can help you do that. That's the way to do it. You know, the world is a mirror. Ask yourself, if you have shitty friends, if you have bad friends, if you have I don't know, if you are surrounded by shady people, it says something about you. You see, but if you're surrounded by good people, surrounded by people that are, you know, on their purpose, the people that are really trying to help the world and you and all that, you know, that says something about you too. Okay, always see the world as a reflection of yourself. Today, for instance, I was talking to a hypnotherapist. Okay, I had you know a session with that guy, and he went above and beyond. Like he was really, really trying to like you could see the effort and the passion in what he was doing. You know, he's like captivating, and I had so many insights from talking to him. You know, like a lot of stuff that he could share. And it's funny, man. Then I asked him, "How old are you?" And he's like, "I'm 48." I was like, "What? I thought you were my age." That guy looked so good for his age. It's crazy. You know, he was 12 years older than me, but he looked pretty much my age. Like, so, I mean, but I mean, the point is, I don't want to be superficial here, but like, he was so passionate about what he was doing, and he was really good at it. You know, so you know, it was a very rewarding session with that guy. So, what I mean, my point being that is the effect that I have on people. Okay. That is the effect that I have on people. I don't know anyone who gets testimonials like me in this field. I don't. I really don't. So you got. I mean, there are two choices: either I pay those people to give me those testimonials, or they're actually real. You know. So um, what I'm saying is that guy is a reflection of me. You see, in some way or another, he reflects me. I have a genuine desire to learn. I have a genuine desire to grow, and guess what? I meet somebody who can actually help me attain that. The universe is listening not to your words; it's listening to your heart and your belly and your you know your gut and all that stuff, to the energy that you send out. All right. So if you want to take control of your life, take control of your mind and the energy that you hold. That's it. It's a reflection, and yoga is a great way to do that. And let's talk about another question. King Plague. What are you posting here? Do you have open most of your chakras, Frank? I always heard about unifying a lot of those main chakras into one energy center. Yes, I've opened all of my chakras. The essence of who you are is spirit, or your personality itself. That's just divine oneness with the source. After you return to source, you can still be resurrected and be sent back into the profane galaxy in a way you never die. I've heard, hold on, divine oneness, not mostly anyone would agree with. You're welcome. For what? Tasha Johnson, hey. Hello, how's it going? Unless you want to be that much of a famous hippie, then doing it for yourself, they'll slit their thoughts and use it as ketchup. I'm loving it, but wow. Okay. Never mind. Okay. Washington, London, UK, London, Fort Worth, Texas. Yeah, by the way, guys, let me know where you're from. I want to, once this lockdown thing is over, I want to travel and I want to go to different places. And I don't know, maybe if I'm there, I'm going to put out a video or a post on social media and let you guys know that we can meet. You know, that would be funny. That would be interesting. Just traveling the world and meeting people in Australia, Dominican Republic, you know, UK and whatever, and just doing rituals all over the place. That would be cool. Portugal. Hello, Frank. Much love from Portugal. Yeah. Lisbon. Everybody who went to Lisbon, I know, loved it. Must be really interesting. Yeah. I've never been there, but I know people that visited it. Yeah. It's kind of weird, man. I've been to so many, what's the word? I live in Europe, right? But there are so many countries in Europe I didn't even visit, you know? I mean, of course, most of them, or a lot of them I visited, but there's still a lot that I've never been to. Portugal is one of them. I've never been to Portugal. But I could fly there in an hour, I'm sure. Don't know why I didn't do it yet. Yeah. I mean, when you're in Germany, you can be in a lot of countries very quickly. I mean, a flight from Frankfurt to London is 45 minutes. Okay. Paris, I think something similar, an hour. I could drive there in like 4 hours, 3 to 4 hours to Paris. I don't know. Never been to. I've been to Ireland. Never been to Scotland. Know that. Whatever. A lot of stuff on my bucket list. Very good. Got a lot to do after this fucking lockdown is gone. All right. Ukraine, Kiev. I've never been to the Ukraine either. Will you save this live? You said some profound knowledge here. Yeah, I will. Have you been to London? Yes, I've been to London. And I'm definitely going to come back. Going to come back to. Does working with demons not lower your vibration eventually? Why am I hearing that most of them are negative entities? Is it because of their chaotic energy? I've heard at an advanced enough point it doesn't affect you. Well, you're right. They are lower vibrational entities. Yes, they are. They're closer to the physical. It takes less energy to call up a demon than it takes an angel. I mean, if you want to do a physical evocation, the demon is definitely closer to the physical plane. So it takes less energy to bring them here. With an angel, they're remember. I mean, when you, let's say an archangel or something like that, they're at a very, very high vibration. So they usually don't deal with the physical. You know, they're very, very elevated. So it takes an enormous amount of energy to bring them here. It's harder, in my opinion, to physically evoke an angel than it is to evoke a demon. But for practical witchcraft, for practical purposes, oftentimes the demons are quicker to act. Why? Because they're closer to this vibration. Not always, but often. You see, and that's why they're, I guess, used so much. You know, but do they affect you? Yes, of course they affect you. Yeah. The rest of the question. Why am I hearing that most of them are negative entities? Is it because of their chaotic energy? Well, see like this. In the lower realms of causality, entities feed off of each other, don't they? In some way or another, right? If you're a meat eater, if you're a carnivore, you feed off other beings' energy. You eat animals, don't you? Right? You take their energy, you know. Or even if you're a vegetarian, even if you're vegan, you still eat plants, right? Those are organisms, living things, and you take that energy in, right? And the same applies to the lower vibrational spiritual universe. Okay, so demons feed off of our spiritual energy. So in a sense, you could call them negative. I mean, from the sheep's perspective, from the sheep's perspective, the wolf is evil or negative, right? So, and yes, they have a lot of chaotic energy. You're right. Yes, it's chaotic energy. So London used to be like Europe's capital of occultism. Not sure about now. Capital of occultism. I don't think so. Let's see. Tasha says, working and working more on my inner self. I've noticed my blockages in my life have something to do with my inner blockages, self-reflecting. It's good. Okay. What are you afraid of? What am I afraid of? Let's see. What am I afraid of? That's a good question, man. What am I afraid of? I'm afraid about what happens to people that I care about. I'm not so much afraid about myself. I know what's going to happen after I die, so it's I'm not really concerned about myself. Of course, like I enjoy life, I enjoy living and all that stuff, but it's I'm more concerned about other people than myself, I would say, family and stuff, people that I love. That's what I care about. Yeah. I'm sure when I have children or something like that, that's going to be my biggest fear, that something happens to them. But right now, I don't have any. So, why did you choose to live in Germany? Because I've been born and raised here, my friend. I didn't choose to be here. I was born here. Yeah. I grew up in the Munich area. Okay. Actually, in Munich and other places. That's where I grew up. And where I was born too. Why is it that priests perform exorcisms with the Bible using the name of Jesus to banish evil spirits? Is it because the power of Jesus is real, or power of their belief in what they say? It's exactly that. It's the power of their belief in it. But Jesus Christ is a strong egregore. It's a strong spirit that has been fed a lot of energy into. So it's definitely both, I would say. The spirit is strong, but also the belief in that spirit is strong too. Okay, listen, guys. Somebody, and you can't see it, but I can see it because I'm the moderator of this thing. Somebody just used profanity in the chat. Okay. Well, I don't know if, look, YouTube, it has become very intolerant of language like that. Okay. So you can't use words like, I mean, you use the word asshole. Okay, you can't use words like fuck. You can't use words like, no cuss words. Okay, otherwise your comments won't show here. Okay, so if you want your questions to be seen, use clean language. Okay, this is YouTube policy. All right. And I also won't have people be bullied here, so I also have no problem getting people kicked off the stream. Okay, so Trinidad. Wow, Trinidad. Is that Trinidad and Tobago? I want to develop faster. Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah, never been there either. Definitely want to visit. That's for sure. What is pain? You hear of Cape Verde. Cape Verde. Yes, I think that's a French territory. Is that part of the French? Yeah, I think it's French territory. Is that true? There was this rapper from that place, Stormy Bugsy. Mon papa à moi est un gangster. New Mexico, Albuquerque. Nice. Thoughts on the FBI papers revealing Tesla being from Venus. I don't know anything about that. I still remember when you told us to not opt to worship an entity, demons, and such, because you can be so much more. I researched, practiced, and came to great knowledge. Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. The spirit told me to stop eating red meat. Okay. But we don't have to feed off on other beings' energy in the afterlife, right? Since we're connected to our source. Yeah, you don't have to, but it depends on your stage of development. Yeah, your connection to source, definitely. Greetings from Southeast Asia. Greetings back. Tasha Johnson, I noticed some things, energy blockages on chakras and such. This is how we stay in the low vibrations, and some powers want us to stay there. Yeah. Well, I believe the most important thing is your diet. What you put in your body reflects or will allow you to vibrate at a certain frequency. It's the building blocks, and everything. You take it from there. I mean, stay away from low vibrational input. Eat good food, healthy, organic, plant-based, and then do the spiritual practices that you need to do. Meditation, energy work, and exercise and stuff. Will you be part of the secret chiefs when you die, or will you live on through the grail of the serpent? None of that. None of that. Does refraining from meat, alcohol, drugs, and sex really help advance one's spirituality? Yes, it does. Yep. Meat, is something that takes a lot of energy to digest it. Plus, look, you're not just eating the meat; you're eating the characteristics of that animal as well, and they will show in your body in some way or another. Okay, so I mean, alchemists would eat. Let's say, like I don't know if you heard about that, but alchemists would create tinctures, right, or essences, which let's say they wanted to advance a certain ability within themselves, they would find an animal that had the same ability, and they would create tinctures out of them. Okay, uh, such as bats, in order to improve their hearing, and you can do that. So the thing is, when you eat something, you take on the energetic qualities of that thing. Okay. And with animals, it's no different. You take on the animal characteristics when you eat an animal. Okay, and these instincts will show up in your system in some way or another. Absolutely. Let's be honest, man. A lot of people out there act like animals, don't they? In a lot of ways. Alcohol, yeah, alcohol is a spirit itself. Why are you know why is liquor called spirits, right? Alcohol is a spirit that eats humans or any organic material that you give it. Drugs, yeah, bad for your energy field. Trust me, really bad. And sex, well, well, it depends. I'm definitely guilty of that. If that's really bad. I mean, it is a fact that your energy or your sexual energy preserved allows you to use it in ritual and elevating your state of consciousness. But I mean, looking at tantra, you can also use sexuality to elevate your state of consciousness. I'm definitely all for having sex. That's for sure. But we're also very kinky. I'm uh, I don't very kinky. I don't know, man. All relative. I'm not a freak, but I do like, you know, I like to mix it up sometimes, if you know what I mean. All right. When working with demons in one's own clothopic astrological chart, is it better to wait until we actually enter into the sign that that particular demon corresponds to, or does that not matter? Well, it would probably be better if you waited, but you don't have to. But Frank, you sound American. Yeah. Do you want me to speak with a thick German accent? I could try. From now on, I will talk with the German tonality and pronunciation of the words. Would you prefer that, my friend? I can definitely do that. Yeah. Be afraid of the Germans. Frank is South American. What do you mean? I've been raised bilingual. Yeah. So I take that as a compliment. Was Jesus an inclination of some interdimensional entity with high vibrations or density? I don't think so. What's up, Frank from Colombia, South America? What's up? Ralph, I know you. What do you mean? Colombia. Nice. Never been to Colombia either. Maybe I should visit. Man, so many places to visit. Miss Tracy Joe Hill, joke time. What came from outer space to do magic tricks? Oh, let me guess. Hold on. What is it? What came from outer space to do magic tricks? Came from outer space to do magic tricks. I don't know. Tell us. Elise Lopez. I used to think you're dumb. I am. I'm definitely dominant. I'm not a submissive person, neither in life nor in the bedroom. Definitely not. If that's what you're referring to, at least. You said you know that what will happen to you after you die. Tell us about that. Well, look, I mean, that's something we're doing in my order right now. We're going through that entire path working, and they get everything laid out perfectly. Okay, is there anyone here who's in my order? And you've gotten the last couple lessons about the afterlife and how to do that. It's a very detailed process that are described there, and how to do it, the different paths that you can take. But I don't think it's fair to the people in my order if I share it here, you know. In your teen days, how much time did you dedicate to meditating and developing magically? I currently dedicate 1 to 2 hours a day, but still feel that I should do more. Man, I had so much time in my teens. Sometimes 5 hours, 4 or 5 hours, definitely. Only focus on magic, which does not include reading the Aleister Crowley books and some other stuff, which I thought was great at 15, 16. I loved Aleister Crowley. Because listen, I had met this. He was a musician. He was a little bit older. I think he was in his 20s, early 20s, and I was like 15, 16 around that time, right? And I don't know. We got to know each other at night, like out and about, like bar hopping or whatever. And you can do that, by the way, in Germany at 16. You can definitely get into a lot of places in bars and clubs, At least that's how it was when I was that age. And recently they changed it. I mean, you could drink beer and wine and stuff like that at 16 when I was that age, but they recently changed it to 18. Okay. Which is funny because you could drive at 18 and you could drink at 16. I don't know. Whatever. And yeah, we got to hang out. And he had this weird. He was a rapper, like an MC, and then and at the same time very much into the occult. And he went into the store to buy cigarettes, and for some reason it hit me. And I asked him, "Are you a magician? Can you teach me something about that?" And then he started to give me his philosophy about all of this stuff, which was, looking back, really twisted. This guy was weird. And he gave me all those Aleister Crowley books, and that's when I started to dig into them. Man, looking back, this guy, fuck. Here's what happened one time. Okay, we had this common friend. She was at an arts academy. She was studying art, and her parents were apparently super rich, and because she had this fancy apartment, and she would just let us hang out there. Okay. And mind you, I'm like 16 years old. This guy's in his early 20s, 21, 22. And she's like, I don't know. She must have been right around 25. Anyways, I guess he was fucking her. I never saw make out. That's just I don't know. It's just a thought. I think they were having an affair or something like that. But anyways, one day he wanted to smoke some weed, and he got some, and he was sitting there, and we were smoking a joint, right? And she was, I think, taking classes. She wasn't at home. She was, I guess, in school. And then he disappeared. He was super high, really, and after like 2 hours alone on the couch, I was like, okay, where's this guy? I started looking around for him. Hey, are you there? What's going on with you? What are you doing? Here's what happened, man. I caught him in her bedroom with his pants down, talking to, I think, a phone sex operator. And when he wanted to put his pants back on, he caught his balls in the fucking zipper, right? And it was one of the most painful screams I've ever heard, right? But anyways, that kind of guy was, and I don't know. I don't know, man. I often find that people that just worship out of sexuality often have. I mean, these people are just off. Oftentimes, it's just my observation. I don't know if that's accurate, but come on, man. Seriously, you go to a friend's house, get high, and then use their phones to call a phone sex operator and hurt your balls with your zipper. I mean, what kind of person is that? Come on. Anyways, that's my little story here. Crowley was a genius for his time. Well, I tend to disagree. Whatever. A flying sorcerer. That's funny. More lessons coming for mentor. Yes, absolutely. Do you believe in reincarnation? If so, do you believe everyone reincarnates? Yes. Most people definitely do. Not everybody, but you have to reach a certain level of awareness and mastery to not have to reincarnate, because that's not a choice necessarily. For most people, it's not a choice. It's a spiritual mechanism that pulls you back. Are you referring to paths in the Bardo? No. I'm referring to the Egyptian Book of the Dead, and also the Tree of Life can be used as a map for reincarnation as well. You see, or for navigating the afterlife. Tree of Life, the Kabbalah in general. Yeah. Okay. Where am I? Thank you for the answer from Albuquerque, New Mexico. You're very welcome. You said you know what will happen. Okay, I got that. Hi, any advice to help awaken Kundalini? Kundalini will awaken naturally if you get rid of your energy blocks. So, what I said earlier, yoga is a good way to do that. Meditations and stuff. Did Count Saint-Germain, if you want to pronounce it in an American way, achieved spiritual alchemy and could influence matter on the molecular level? I've heard from one of my OOBE mates. That's true. You know what? You should wait for the 15th of November. On the 15th of November, I'm going to do the first podcast with my buddy EA Coetting, and it's going to be the Nexus of Bodhisattvas podcast. Okay, and the first topic is exactly that guy, Saint Germain, Violet Flame. Okay, so you're going to get everything there about him. Hi, Frank. Do you recommend Reiki? Yes, I do. When? Hold on. What about coffee? Coffee depletes your prana. How do you feel about imitation meat? look, I feel that a lot of vegan products are not healthy at all. To be honest, I think the chemicals that they mix in there are not good. So I don't know. Are you a vampire? Are you fantasizing goddess Ozink? Is that one of your fantasies? Would you wish me to be a vampire, a dominant vampire at night, in that lets you into my castle and I dominate you a little bit? Is that what you is that what you're thinking about? Hold on. Were you the ones who thought I was a dominant sex partner? What is a dom, by the way? Is that what I think it is? Like in a BDSM terminology, that's like a dominant guy. Is that what it is? Are you a vampire? No, I'm not a. I'm anything you want, goddess Async. I'm anything you want. I can be your vampire. I can also be your strict. What is that? Whatever. Let's not go there. Joke time. What? Okay, I answered that already. Oh, oops. Okay, that was Elise. Elise that said that about being dominant. Okay. What type of music do you like to listen to? I like anything besides techno. I don't like techno music, but I listen to anything. You know, hip hop, some. You know, I like conscious rap though. Um, what else? I like metal. I like you know, classic sometimes. Yeah. Occultists will always be misunderstood. They refer to whatever. Look, I'm not a fan of Crawley. Whatever. Nobody. I don't care what other people say. Okay. I don't care what other people say. It's to me, Crawley is not. To me, Crawley is extremely flawed in what he was doing and what he was talking about. Okay. You should judge a person by their character. Okay. And his character is not good. It's definitely not good. Is the alphabet of the Magi effective or useful? Are you talking about Austin Spare's alphabet? If so, yeah. But I would create my own. I will create my own alphabet of desire. Jesus was a fictional invention. Yeah, but doesn't take away from the power of the egregore. Okay. What is your opinion of Saul magic? Works. More lessons coming from mentor. Yes. Psalms are imbued with Kabbalistic formula. Not really. Psalms are imbued with Kabbalistic formula. Bro, you're mixing a couple things here. Okay, it's not true. The Psalms work because they have been used to cast spells for a lot of times. There's nothing special about those Psalms themselves. It's about an energy that has been created by usage of them for a long period of time. That's it. Do you believe in reincarnation? If so, do you believe everyone? Okay, I answered that already. You mentioned in the past stream, Franz Barton's techniques are more time-consuming in their development. Would this include the techniques used to develop clairvoyance? Yes, it does. Okay, I'm there. JM, there's a cycle of reincarnation, a wheel of reincarnation. Ever heard of that? What was it like being a teenager, learning and practicing magic? What was it like? Um, I don't really have a comparison. I didn't have somebody else's youth, so who am I going to compare that to? Hold on. I was guided to pursue demon magic now, but focus on attaining connection to my higher self and the soul, plus removing my energy blockages. I feel like I matured. Good for you. What are the negative effects of coffee? It depletes your prana. That's what it does. Do you believe dark or white magic is necessary day to day? I believe control of your life is necessary. Whether that's magic, whether that's, look, I mean, here's what I think. Okay, the fascination of witchcraft at first sight. Okay, for somebody who's not an occultist, somebody that maybe gets into this is manyfold. Okay, some people are fascinated by the possibility to make something happen that they couldn't work out in any other way. Okay, how do people get into witchcraft? A lot of people, for the most part, it's because, let's say, they want to cast a love spell on somebody. They want somebody, and they don't know how to do it, or they don't know how to get the person, and they cast a love spell, or they want to put a curse on someone. But usually, it's something like love magic, money magic, and stuff like that. Okay, so the initial intention is something very mundane. Okay, they want to use magic to get something that they couldn't get through any other means. Okay, now this shows you how desire is a teacher. Desire is something that you should use. So, the same with your fears, by the way. Desire, fears, these lower instincts are something that can teach you something, because any desire that you have is kind of like a reminder of your own limitation. If you didn't have any limitations, you didn't have any desires, right? So, by the way, which is also the basis of sexuality. You're looking, the spiritual dimension of sexuality is you want to combine with something or somebody to become more. Okay, that's what's behind sexual desire and stuff like that, right? But the point is, the desires that we have and the fears that we have show us our potential. So it's kind of like a wake up call or a teaching that we go through. Okay, and magic at first allows you to satisfy these needs, but what you're going to find is that any ritual that you do, any ritual success that you have, brings you back into more emptiness. Okay, and that forces you to go deeper into more crazy things, into more like deeper, excessive. You push the limits of whatever is there, until you realize that the real limitation is your physical existence. Okay, and then you need to transcend that, and but that happens naturally as you progress. Okay, a lot of people in the beginning will not be interested in this esoteric stuff, the afterlife, and all of that. They're going to be interested in casting spells a bit on lovers, and other things, right? So mundane things are going to be interesting first, but in that sense, your desires, your instincts are a great teacher. They're a great mechanism that propels you forward. Okay. but it's not an end in itself. Okay, so look, anybody has to go through their own development. I'm not telling anyone to do this. Okay, you have to be like this, you have to be like this, you have to be like that. You have to go through your own journey, your own development. All I'm telling you is that this is what I've seen in myself and other, let's say, advanced occultists. There's a transition, or you transcend a lot of the things from the beginning. Okay, I'm not saying that it's bad. If you want to use it for anything else, that's fine. So back to your question, do you believe dark or white magic is necessary in day-to-day? I believe that it's necessary to overcome your boundaries and your limitations. Whatever you use for that, it's up to you. It's your journey. It's your journey. You got to make your own decisions. And even if look, when it comes to my programs, when it comes to my live streams, when it comes to my YouTube and whatever groups, I'm very rigorous when it comes to my values, you know. But I can do that because that's my group, my YouTube, my thing, you know. This is my space, okay? This is my virtual space here where my rules apply and what I say goes. But that doesn't mean that that has to apply anywhere and everywhere, because other people are going to see it differently, and that's fine. But that's their fucking live stream, okay? So the point is this: I'm not here to argue. I try to base my teachings, my opinions, and my understanding on, first of all, personal experience and universal truths. I always try to look for truth. Okay, truth has a couple of characteristics. Truth is always simple. Okay, a lack of clarity, a lack of simplicity is always a lack of information and a lack of truth. Okay. If somebody explains something to you and you are more confused about the topic after the explanation, there are two choices. Either that person doesn't know what they're talking about themselves, or they're doing it intentionally. Okay. So everybody has to go through their own journey. Okay. And what I'm giving you is my perspective. And if it helps you, that's fine. And if you want to learn from me, if you want to follow even more, if you think, or if you believe, if you feel that my perspective is helping you right now, that's fine. That might change in the future. You know, maybe you have to go through some other path. And at that point, my energy or what I'm giving you is not suitable anymore. Okay. Or maybe you thought, man, this guy, Frank, he hasn't, like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? And now you're like, oh, okay. What he says actually makes sense. Who cares? You know, I'm just here to speak my truth. That's all I'm doing. I'm just here to speak my truth. That's more than enough. That's my frequency. That's my energy, you know. And the great thing about the universe is that you attract the people that resonate with you, you know. And I don't care about anything else, really. So do I think that you need dark or white magic? You see, I mean, I don't know. I'll keep it at this, you know. When you say spirits are semi-transparent, do they appear kind of like in the movie The Predator, where the alien is partially invisible? Weird question, but the best frame of reference I have. Yeah. But I mean, The Predator was, yeah, actually, yes. Actually, it looks kind of similar. But semi-transparent, think of a, yeah, a distorted energy field. That's what they look like. An electromagnetic field, or kind of like the, have you ever seen a very, very heated up street? Okay, you can see this energy then on top of the street, right, when it gets really hot. And that's really what it looks like. Awesome. I didn't take you as a metalhead, but I am myself, and most don't take me for one either, but most times. Any news on the magical system you're going to release? Yes, it's going to be released through Magic Mentor. Sadhguru mentioned 3:30 to 4 a.m. is very potent for initiates of magic. Is that why you're staying so late? Did he say that? Well, the witching hours between 1 and 3. So is that why I stay up so late? I stay up so late naturally. That's, I don't know, my rhythm, which speaks to the fact, or which would actually imply that I am a vampire. But no, I wonder what it would be like to be a vampire. Imagine you're like 500 years old, and yeah, you have seen all of that stuff, and you're still here. That would be interesting. Do you guys believe in vampires? I definitely believe in werewolves. That's for sure. That's for sure. Yep. Do you think helping other people is a legit purpose, or should your purpose be about you? Well, the question is, what is you? What are you? I don't think we are separate. I think this the difference, or the separation between individuals is artificial. It's a matter of perspective. It's a matter of perception. When you go into certain states of meditation, you feel that clearly, very clearly. So I don't think they're, and I actually think that you can only serve yourself if you serve other people, or more than yourself. I think only focusing on yourself and only caring about yourself is kind of like a recipe for depression. Yeah, it's a recipe for this depression for sure. Can you use the spirit or energy of Jesus to protect against negative energy or demons? Yes, you can. See, I wouldn't do that though. I wouldn't want to force someone to love me or hurt someone else. Good for you. Good karma. Yeah. Can I communicate with spirits that only I know, like an imaginary friend? Yes, you can do that. All right. All right. His rules, so he is dominant. I question, I don't want to argue, okay? Okay. Mm. Psalms are imbued with Kabbalistic formula. Yes, they are, especially since the Psalms were originally written in Hebrew alphabet, and the Hebrew alphabet is part of a bedrock of Kabbalah. Yeah, the Hebrew alphabet. But we're referring to an English version of it, the King James version, which is highly edited. You can't tell me that the King James version is anything close to the original. Okay, the Bible. In out-of-body experiences, I saw many issues, but many Jesus egregores. Have you ever experienced that? I felt there was some fight over control at one point in time. Are demons egregores too? Yes, some of them are, definitely. What's the red eyes in people then, can I ask? I don't know what you mean. Demons are not egregores. Yes, some of them are. Definitely. Some of, well, I mean, let's define egregore, Egregore is a group spirit, Okay, so in a lot of ways, a demon could definitely be an egregore. Okay, so let's say you have um, a tribe in the desert. Okay, that starts to give offerings to whatever, Moloch or some other entity, and that gives coherence to the group, and it is fed by the group, and is now considered a demon. That is definitely an egregore. So absolutely. Will you keep this live? Yes. When I first got into the occult, it was always for self-transformation, knowledge of the reality, the afterlife. I don't know why I didn't care about material stuff. I'm okay with finances. It's good for you. Okay. Yeah. Vampires are children of Queen Lilith. 100%. Whatever. Okay. I believe in energetic vampires. Yeah. Frank, when you speak of on werewolves, do you refer actual shapeshifting? Do you refer to actual shapeshifting or full-on possession with a wolf-type entity? I'm speaking of shapeshifting. When using the Saturn Solomonic seal to put a demon on someone, can you keep the seal when done or discard it? Depends on what you mean by being done. Mean after the ritual? Yeah, I would definitely keep it. Look, when you use the seal, it's kind of like the focal point for the operation. Okay, so the power is not in the seal, okay, but it allows you to access a certain energy quality, draw upon that, and it basically allows you to it allows you direct access to that thought form that you're creating. Does it make sense? Okay, so when you kind of like destroy the seal, it's kind of like you're destroying the access to that, or the direct access to that thought form that you created for the spell. You see, so I would keep it until you get the results, and then I would destroy it. Okay. And using the Saturn Solomonic seal to put it, okay. Demons are the children of Lilith. Whatever. Yeah. See, it's funny that, look, I mean, Lilith, look, a lot of these demons predate Lilith in when it comes to mythology. Okay. A lot of the demons that you were that we're talking about are have their roots in ancient Mesopotamia or before that even. You see, so and Lilith is a mythological figure that was created much later. Okay, so I don't think they're children of her. I know that there are books like that out there, but look, for any for any, let's say, magical system, you need some sort of a mythological background. You need some sort of a context. Okay, you need some sort of a context. So if somebody creates that mythology in their system and gives you like a timeline of like how existence came into being, and I don't know, usually you will find that in some satanic texts. It doesn't necessarily mean that it is historically accurate. Okay, so you guys need to be careful about absolutely like believing something just because you read it doesn't mean it's true. Okay, also do some additional research. Okay, and also try to back it up with actual history and mythology. Okay, because that is not true. Most of the teams, or a lot of them predate Lilith for sure. Okay, now Predator, yay, had weird spirit, pin me down and stare at me. Vampires, yes, they tend to follow me as I sleep at night. Okay. A tribe in the desert giving offerings to Moloch. I see what you did there. Okay. All right. How do you believe in werewolves? How can I know for sure what kind of fantasy creatures really exist? To me, they're not fantasy creatures, werewolves. If you were about order, you would know. Okay, in the desert, giving offerings to. Okay, have you ever worked with the demons Andras or Pazuzu? With both of them, yes, I have. Yeah. Red eyes, like a room would be filled with lust energy, and they were human looking. Red glowing eyes and whispered using telepathy. Okay. Nice. Frank, solar rainbow body. Does one have to work on it during this incarnation? Or you can also work on that through out of the body experiences and practice their solar. Look, I don't use this terminology, this new age terminology. When it comes to energy body, I use the Taoist energy map and what you would find in a yoga system. Okay, so this new age stuff, I'm not really interested in it. Ava, you attract what you are, vibrations and frequency. So I attract animal lust or danger, excitement. Nice, okay. Respect for shape-shifting is very possible. People underestimate the power of the spirits and what it may take to gain such power. Okay, when I raise my kundalini, it feels. People underestimate the power of the. Okay, what? When I raise my kundalini, it feels like I'm helping the world evolve. Have you ever felt that way? Yeah. And I think you're right, because look, I mean, it's a collective, right? It's a collective consciousness. So anytime you raise your own consciousness, you're affecting people around you for sure. I agree that. I would say that's true. Best wishes to you, dude. My apologies if I ruffled your feathers. Wasn't my intention. I agree with most of what you say, by the way. You didn't ruffle my feathers, but thank you for your thoughtfulness. I'm all right. Don't worry. I agree with most of what you say, by the way. Okay. I thought Moloch was an evil spirit. Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, once again, evil, yeah, I mean, it has a lot to do with the cultural context, right? I mean, a lot of the practices that people would do in ancient times, thousands of years ago, they had very different morals than we do, So a lot of things that they did, we would consider bad, evil, in a lot of ways, you see. So it's a cultural context. This is random, but can having a lodestone under your bed give you crazy lucid dreams? Because that's been my experience. I don't know, bro. I've never done that. Maybe that works for you. I don't know. Thanks, my brother. I sent you a message recording regarding the Unbounded Mind program, and it seems that the messages are not being seen, so they are not reaching over, or should I contact the email of the company? Yes, please send it to the company email. I don't even know about this terminology, Frank. Thank you. Just trying to find out about the afterlife. Yeah, no problem. If we're collective consciousness, how does one get to keep his identity after connecting to one's source in the afterlife? Here you go. If you were my order, you knew. I'm saying, have you worked with Medusa? Yeah, I think I've evoked that spirit once. Look, I mean, I think I had almost 2 years where I would evoke every single mythological figure that I could get my hands on. And I went through fucking libraries of mythology, personified spirits and principles, you know. See, abstract concepts in, let's say, in many cultures, but let's say the ancient Greek religion, for instance, okay, with Olympus and all that stuff, almost any abstract concept had a personification that you could actually call upon in ritual. Okay, so if you wanted to have a good time was not just a good time; it was oipraxia. Okay, that was actually an entity that you could communicate with. Okay, so I've worked with pretty much, I think most of them that you could get your hands on in terms of mythological figures, yes, and abstract concepts I've worked with. So Medusa, yeah, I have done that. And how do you use that for your ascent? Well, look at the stories, the mythological context. Okay, so Medusa, or all of these other creatures, they appear in an initiatory context, if you think about it. Okay, there's always an initiation that the hero goes through, or the human being that interacts with the gods goes always through an initiation process, or goes through a learning process, where the gods really represent archetypical figures. They represent subconscious energies and principles that need to be integrated, and then we also see the dynamic between them. Okay, so when you interact with the right creatures at the right time, you go through an initiatory process and you grow internally. And the world outside of you is a reflection of your inner world. Okay, so you change yourself to create external changes. You see, it's kind of like, what would be a modern example? Has anyone ever heard of Dan Pena? One of you? Dan Pena is a business mentor that invites people onto his into his fucking castle in Scotland and cusses them out for a week. And people come out of it and they're like, they rave about it. Yeah, I feel different now. I feel like I can do anything and all of that. That's an initiation. A lot of people experience that in the military. They go through the military, or they go into the military and they experience an initiation, you see. And once they get out of the military, they're completely different people, and they can kill it in the real world, or in the normal world, you see. So there are many places in this world where we can go through initiations. Your martial arts school could be a place of initiation. Okay, which, by the way, I think every guy should do some form of initiation in that sense. Martial arts is very good for that. I've never been in the military, but I've been in a lot of martial arts schools from a young age onwards. And you go through a lot of initiations in martial arts schools. If you have to fight somebody every day, that changes you. That does something to your mind and your body and stuff like that, right? To your soul, to your psyche, whatever, you see. And magic should be used in the same way. Are you intimidated by things in the outside world? Are you intimidated by things? Are you intimidated by your boss? I think a good therapy would be to call up a demonic king or something like that. You're not going to be intimidated if you actually do that. If a demon is fucking standing in your temple, physically manifested, or physical. Okay, it's a little bit of a stretch, but you can manifest them to the point where it's almost like you're touching a laser beam. You can feel it. You can feel the resistance, and you can feel the heat. It's very subtle, but you can definitely feel it. Okay, so that's what we're talking about when we're talking about physical manifestation, right? When you've done that, and you have that creature speaking to you, and it's not just that the creature stands there. There are other little imps that come with it, and you're freaking out. That's like, it's terrifying. It's really terrifying. But after you spoke to those a couple of times, there's a transformation within you. You think you're going to be intimidated by your boss? No, I tell you what's going to happen. You're going to intimidate the shit out of people. Okay, that's, by the way, a side effect of being a strong magician. You intimidate a lot of people. Okay, and that's because we all can feel a person's aura in some way or another. Everybody feels a vibe from people. Now think about it. If you have for decades or years worked to strengthen your aura, you every day you work on it, you strengthen it. Plus you have, I don't know how many spirits, you're connected to how many entities, I don't know. People feel that, so there's a certain effect that comes from that. Now all right. What is the nature of a guardian angel? You're talking about the holy guardian angel? Frank, you should watch Dan Pena Exposed, hilarious video. I don't know if that guy's really legit. I just know that he has a strong effect on people that go there. That's what I know. But come on, I mean, everybody's exposing everybody these days, right? I mean, who cares? Maybe somebody's going to do a video exposing me. Right? Who cares? Who gives a shit? People will get mad and agitated at me for no reason when I was working exclusively with demons and not banishing properly. Yeah, of course, you attract that energy, definitely. Frank, I've never understood how evoking a demonic force could be physically dangerous if you're not protected by a magical circle. Well, the magical circle is a vibrational field. Okay, remember that geometry and symbols, they have a certain energy, they have a certain vibration to it. Okay, and you can definitely use symbols like that to prevent a spirit from entering. Okay, or from taking over your vibrational field, because you're protected by another vibrational field. Okay, and more than that, it's the symbology of the circle is that you are in the center of your magical universe, which means that you are the creator. Okay, you're the center, and you create from the center of your own universe. And it's all about symbology, but symbology is not just symbology. Symbology has real energetic consequences to it. You see, this is, I think, what people underestimate what artists can actually do. This is why I have a high level of respect for any type of artist. Musicians, painters and all of that stuff, because that's magic. You're freezing vibrational fields, or you're freezing frequencies into a physical manifestation. Okay, and look, the energy of the stream would be different if the symbol wouldn't be behind me. It's a symbol, right? Isn't it? And it has a certain energy that is changing the transmission over to you. See, so symbols change the energy of the surroundings. Okay, I am Magi asks, but how could a demon hurt you if you were not within the circle? Can they physically hurt you, or do they just mind fuck you? Well, they could do both. Look, look, my friend, have you ever, what's the word? Have you ever thought of something or heard of something and it made you physically sick? Like you felt like, has that ever happened to you? I'm sure it has. The mind can make the body sick, can't it? Right? And the mind can cause pain to the body as well. Emotional pain, but also physical pain. The imagination, you see, what is the imagination? The imagination is essentially a certain pattern in your brain is activated, and it is sent throughout your entire body, right? Now, your energy field, which will be accessible to the spirit at that point for the demon, can be influenced, okay? And the spirit's energy is going to interact with your energy, and if it wants to cause harm, because it is nature to cause harm, you will feel the effects of it, right? I mean, trust me, there are so many times when, very specifically in the beginning, where I wasn't good yet at many of those things, but many times when you do the ritual and you send it away incorrectly, you don't discharge it, and then you do wrong things, the spirit can give you a hard time, man. It can give you a fever, it can give you a lot of stuff, a lot of things can happen. 100%. So don't underestimate that. And mind fucking you and physically fucking you up, they're very close. They're very close things. I mean, when you affect somebody physically through a spell, you're doing the same thing. You're creating either an energy field through your concentration. You create a thought form and send it out towards that person. What happens? You cast a spell, and you're focusing on a specific outcome. Okay, you want that person to be affected in some way. What you're doing is you're focusing on your whole energy on it, but you're creating this blueprint, this energetic blueprint for what you want to happen. And then you send it out, and it attaches itself to the person that you want to affect with it. And then it keeps affecting the person. It keeps affecting their emotions and thoughts. Okay? And then they do the action that you wanted them to do, or they're affected by it. And you can affect them positively and negatively, you see? So you can definitely also, I mean, if you put enough energy into it, you could cause real physical pain to an individual through that method. Absolutely. It just takes energy. It just takes a lot of concentration. And if you call up a demon, that thing has a lot of energy and usually not good intentions. Have you ever seen yogis, gurus involved in demonic communication? Yes. Is it taking our energy? Are you feeding off us right now? Am I feeding off you right now? No. Listen, I'm very picky when it comes to my energy. I don't just feed off of random people. Okay. I don't feed off anyone, to be honest. I don't need that. Frank, how's your outlook on people who don't know what you know in day-to-day life? I'm intrigued by your perspective. I know basics and had few experiences, and it's already becoming weird. How's my outlook on people who don't know what you know in day-to-day life? My outlook on people is, look, here's how I see it. No matter what level you're at, there's always somebody who's above you, no matter what level you're at. So I think it's bad to look down on people, and it's also bad to idealize people. You should do neither. Okay, everybody is where they're at. That's it, and everybody's, I believe, doing the best they can to grow and to evolve and develop. I know what I know, and that might be more than other people, but that might be way less than some, I don't know, hyperspace entity that is like millions and millions of years further evolved than us. What am I to that being? To some people, I might be super advanced. To some other beings, I'm really not that advanced. You see, so it really doesn't matter. All you do is you're just on your path. You just continue learning as good as you can, and everybody is doing the best they can. I truly believe that, because that's it is what it is. You see. So my perspective on people is I actually try to be a good person. What is a good person? A good person is I try to treat people in the way that I would want to be treated. I try to leave a positive dent in the universe. That's what I'm trying to do. So my perspective on people is, man, I don't know. Everybody's learning. Everybody's doing the best they can. Some people I can't stand, but that's that's normal. A lot of people can't stand me. Some people I love, but I'm not here to look. I'm right now we're 7 billion people, right? And there have been so many people before us. And look, very soon I'm going to be dead, right? I'm going to be dead and gone. So I don't know if it's the right way to go, where I'm like, oh, the world has to, or everybody has to think the way I want them to think. Because I have flaws in my thinking, of course. That's ridiculous. You see, all I'm doing is I'm sharing what I know. Some people want to hear about it, and that's fine. That's really all that matters. Who gives a shit? Life is going to be over so fast. So I just learn to the extent that I can. And do I have a perspective on where the world is going? Yes, I do. But I don't know. I don't want to judge it. But here's what I'll tell you about the world. There's a quote that I shared a little bit of, I think 2 hours ago. And it's a quote by Goethe, a German artist, writer. He also wrote Faust. And he said, the future of any nation at any given time can be predicted by the ideals and beliefs of its youth under 5 and 20. So I guess he meant between 5 and 20. So we'll see. Is somebody here who has a kid at that age, between 5 and 20? What are their values? What do they believe in? Probably already cyborgs, right? What psychic centers are on your back that are most vulnerable to a psychic attack? The death chakra. It's right below your skull. It's the most vulnerable one. Nope, no kids yet, thankfully. Celestial Wolf Ava. How old are you, if I may ask? How old are you? Almost 28. Are you planning on having kids? Okay, she's thinking. I guess that means no. Okay, fine. Because 28, it's getting late, right? If you would want to have kids, I would, I don't know. I guess I always heard that 30 is the wall for ladies when it comes to having kids. They should have them before 30. No, no men respect me enough, so I don't settle. I would like a faithful partner. Okay, this is interesting to me. No men respect me enough. What does that mean? So I would like a faithful partner. What do you expect from a man? If I may ask, what is it? What? Give me a few characteristics of what do you think a man should have, or what would show that he respects you enough? I'm 26 and magic comes first. Before kids? Okay. Maybe you don't respect you. Oh, come on. No. So Ava, Celestial Wolf Ava, just tell us, what would show you that a man respects you enough? Loyal, honest, protective. Loyal, honest, protective. Really? Okay. And you can't find a guy with those qualities? Loyal, honest. Okay, I believe that it's hard to find an honest guy. I believe that it's hard to find an honest guy. And you know why? Because most guys think they can't be honest. But you would probably be shocked if guys were really honest with you. You know? Now let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Because there's some learning that I'm doing in regards to that right now. Hold on. Show. She said, I can't stand men who are two-faced, who want me inside candy. I don't share with some hoe. Okay, but I think what needs to be understood is that I think it's hard to have both. I think it's really hard to have both. Is it kind of like a problem for you that the guys that you find attractive are also the guys that have side pieces or want to have side pieces? See, I recently heard, or my observation is that a lot of women are sexually attracted to those bad boys, but then to take care of their kids and for the responsibility, they get a guy that they can control. Right? Is that true? I mean, that's a legitimate strategy. I would recommend that you use that strategy. Just get pregnant from a guy that you find really attractive, and if you are really turned on by that guy is usually somebody who is attractive to other women too. And at that point, he's probably not going to be faithful 100% to you, okay? So wouldn't it be smart if you just found some guy like that, get a couple kids from him, and then find some guy to take responsibility of your kids, you know, to pay the bills and stuff. which is kind of interesting, because in these types of relationships, it's usually it's usually our kids when it comes to paying the bills and when it comes to taking care of them, but it's usually their kids or the woman's kids when it comes to disciplining the kids, you know. So as a guy, you have, I don't know, I believe it's a weird situation to be in. But what do I know? I've never been in a relationship like that. Actually, I was with a single mom for a very short amount of time, like 2 months. That definitely didn't work out. But that's my observation. I'm really interested in that stuff. I'm not judgmental. I'm trying to seem to be judgmental here. I genuinely just want to know. Okay, I'm really interested in that stuff. So let me know your opinion on that. I have 3 kids. I'm 27. I more than know. Okay. Men will never stop looking. You got to know how to work them. Okay. Goddess says, that's what I did and got 2 kids. Now I'm looking for that guy, for the guy that takes care of your kids. Okay. Okay. That's a good strategy. Get get kids from the guy that you really find attractive, and then find some guy that takes care of them. But the problem is that you're probably not going to be as attracted to that guy. But he has other qualities, right? At that point, other things become important, like paying the bills and stuff like that. And you let him have some fun once a month or so. I don't know. Hello, hello. What's up? Partly, I like my freedom also. You don't want a man to take care of you? Seriously? You don't want a man to take care of you? I never met a woman that didn't want to be taken care of in some way or another. Even if she doesn't need it, there's still hypergamy, right? Women always marry upwards or want to be with a guy that's better off than themselves, right? In some way or another. Yes, I know I used to be a horrible girlfriend, and Frank gave me a reading, told me about myself, though. Tough love. Really? I gave you a reading? Okay. Shit. I see guys hooking up here, or people hooking up here. That's nice. Yeah. You know, recently in my Facebook group, I asked the question if people would be interested in a dating service for witches and warlocks. A lot of people are actually interested in that. So I think that's pretty cool. Yeah. You should all hook up with each other. All of you. Do you help people into initiating into the current of Kundalini? And if you don't, that's not a current, but like the Kundalini is an energy that will be awakened within you naturally. It's okay. I'm glad you seem to know about relationships. I'm terrible at them. I'm better at just fun and no connections. Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. You're. So you just want to have fun and no connections. Hmm. Any benefits of Aum chant, Frank? Some guru recommended for non-yogis. Yeah, will open your Crown chakra. Good looks and pussy won't sustain a relationship if you have issues. Okay. What do you know about the spider goddess? Oh man, I don't know. I don't want to answer that right now. Looks don't matter to me as long as my kids can't afford plastic surgery if they want it. Yes, 2 years ago you told me about my future and why I also couldn't find true love. Okay. I want a man that is spiritually the same as me. Okay. Connections hurt so much. I'm concerned about chakra openings. I've heard it's a pain in the ass to maintain good balance on them. How do you work with that, Frank? Well, you just gotta rebalance them on a regular basis, ideally on a daily basis, you know? Will the podcast with EA Coding be free? Yes, it will be free. Yeah. Yeah, and it will be on YouTube. Definitely. Yeah. Guys, I gotta get to know my audience here. Can you type in your name, please, everyone? Let me know how old you are and if you're male or female, please. Let me know your age and your gender, please. That's just for market research purposes. Please let me know how old you guys are. Akira, 26, female. Arnand, 36, male. Okay, you give me your names. That's cool. Okay. Fine. 36. Sultan, 21. Devlin is 33, male. 28, male. 22, male. Okay. 26, male. Male. 21, 26, 27, 27, 20, 22. 19, 20, 38, 44, 21, 29. CIA for young witches. Okay, 19, 30, 30. 48. Okay. Will the podcast contain different kinds of meditations? I don't know. 49, 30, 32. You're really positive today. I'm happy for you, brother. Thank you. Hello. Why curiosity of ages and genders? Because I want to know who fucking listens. I want to know who you guys are. That's what. To me, this is interesting. You know, I'm sitting here and I'm talking to so many different people. I want to know who listens. You know. But through lives, I noticed your energy and mood changes a lot. Yeah, of course. Female 27, male 30. That's interesting. Today you're like a calm teacher. Yeah. whatever. I guess so. Female 24, 27 male, Dominic. That's until his clothes come off. He won't be calm. Yeah. I shared my birthday before. Okay. I guess most people are between 25 and 40, right? It's interesting. So what do you guys think about a hookup service? I'm sorry, not a hookup service, but a dating service for occultists. Are you interested in that? Like a little forum, the Grail of the Serpent dating dating forum or something like that, where you guys can hook up. That'd be interesting for you. We create different groups. I know that a lot of like Celestial Wolf Ava here, I think she was it. You're into, you know, some BDSM stuff. Other people are maybe into like, I don't know, more of a tamer version of sexuality. I don't know. We could do that, seriously. I think I'm going to do that. Like a little forum with chat rooms. You know, here those people are into spanking. These girls are into bondage. Those guys like this and that, whatever. I think that'll be interesting. The Grail of the Serpent Fuckfest. All right. So, sounds like a good idea. John is 29, male. I've met John. I haven't met him in person, but I've seen it on camera. Ladies, you want to hook up with this guy? Trust me, John Calvin. Hit him up. You will not regret it. Very good, very attractive man. Check him out, John Calvin. What's this? Do you have to be pretty to join? No, because I'm not hooking up with you. I mean, if you want to hook up with me, you got to be pretty, obviously, right? But look, I mean, I said it before. I had this beauty contest in one of my groups, right? And of course, the winner was picked. But just because I picked the winners, okay? Just because I like something doesn't mean that somebody else has to like it, you know? So just because you're not pretty to me doesn't mean that you're not pretty to somebody else, you know? So, but in this case, I wouldn't be the judge of that. That's for the guys that are in the group, and it's not for me to determine if you're pretty or not. I can determine if you're pretty to me or not, but that's it. You know, the same way you can say that you like me or not. You know, I avoid dating stuff. Too nervous. Come on, don't be nervous. It's exciting. Why not? 35, male, London, UK. Okay. X-ray, I am in London too, bro. See, there are so many people from London here. You guys should hook up. All of you. Tonight, you meet tonight. Hook up. Just kidding. Okay. Hold, so you are... Hold on, so you're opening for GFs. No comment, no. I'm not hooking up with 35-year-old male on male, Frank. For a pint, maybe, but I rarely drink. There's this T-shirt I saw recently, which was, it said, what was it? I'm not gay, but $20 is $20, right? So, so you would have. I mean, yeah. If he buys me a beer, I'm gonna hook up with him, right? So, no. Frank, have you been working with the angelic lately? Yeah, all the time. It's nerve-wracking. I have to worry about what I wear, what I say, and if I'm not sexually attracted, might as well be talking to paint dry. Well, that's the fun of it. That's the fun of it, isn't it? Having to dress up, not knowing what's gonna happen with that person, you know? Isn't that the fun of dating? That's the fun, right? Isn't it? My kids say I'm pretty. Yeah, I'm sure that's true then. Uh, hmm. Online dating is weird. I would rather meet people in person. Yeah, well, come on. The online dating is just to initiate the actual meeting. It's not that you have your relationship on the internet. You know, Tinder is whack. Yeah. Frank, are we allowed to ask sex questions? Yeah, of course. Please do. What happened with your experience with a single mother? Well, it was over in 2 months. It was over very soon. People will be casting love spells at each other. When will you get married, brother? No comment. Can you tell a bit more about dangers of opening certain chakras without being prepared for it? Let's say you can't open a chakra if you're not prepared for it. The process of opening the chakra will release all the traumas that are there, or all the energy blocks that need to be removed. And once it's open, you're ready for it to open, you know? Don't you want to have kids? Well, yeah, I think so, sometime. But look, I'm 36. That's okay. That's fine. Listen, I met a guy today who has a 16-month-old boy, and this guy is 48. He has his first child, he had his first child at 48. But by the way, that's the hypnotherapist I met today. I was seen today, and it works out perfectly for him. So I'm quite relaxed about that topic, you know. How to sexually attract a guy? As a girl, as a woman? How to sexually attract a guy? Come on. That is so easy. It's not even like, that's not even a task. I mean, how many women out there are just breathing and they're already turning a guy on? Like, seriously. Do you know how easy it is to turn a guy on? This is like the easiest thing in the world, seriously. Like, if you women knew how easy, come on. All right, so if you, let's say he's used to a lot of women and he has a lot of experience. Put on some makeup. Okay, let me give you an example. So the guy that you want to attract is an 8 on a scale of 1 to 10. He's at an 8. And you're a 6. All that you need to do is put on some makeup, push up fucking bra, and some tight clothes. You don't even have to be in good shape, if that makes sense. You know, like, look, the better in shape you are, the better you look, of course. But You know, get 1 or 2 drinks into him, and he's still gonna do it. So if you want to get laid as a woman, that's the easiest thing in the world. Seriously, that must be so easy. As a woman, let's be honest. As a woman, you don't even have to be attractive. You're still gonna get dicks. Easy. Just have to go to a bar and smile at a guy. That's it. Man. Having big tits helps. Yeah. I'm not gay, but a large pizza is a good meal. Yeah. Is it gay if a man gets his butt ate by a woman? Like, in a new thing now, well, popular, not to be weird. Is it gay if a man gets his... I don't think so. I don't think it is. So the chakra opening will basically bring all the past negative emotions that haven't been dealt with in the past to the surface. A lot of them, yes. Just don't look them in the eyes. Just look them in the eyes and smile. Yes. When you choose your life partner, do you have a specific type, or will you choose from a spiritual perspective? Well, no comment. I've given up drinking plus meat and sex maturation. Decided 2 years ago that I'm gonna give the spirituality thing a real go. I was too ill-disciplined before. Yeah, but think about it. Let's say you get on to the Grail of the Serpent dating service, and hope meet a witch there. You can evolve together, but you can also do your sex magic together. And look, I know for a fact that a lot of my followers, my female followers, are probably freaks in the sheets, if that makes sense. Okay, how do I know? Well, you attract what you resonate with, right? So a lot of these girls, I'm sure, are freaks in the sheets. They will give you. It will not be boring with them, for sure. I mean, look at what they say. A lot of them. So, I mean, if you're gonna find your witch anywhere, it's gonna be here on the Grail of the Serpent. That's for sure. Ladies in the streets, freaks in the sheets. Yes, exactly. Can someone cast a love spell on you, or are you too strong? Well, you can try. You can try. He's gonna explode. Will you get bad karma if you date a married man? Oh, it depends. Get some any girl. True, I had makeup on once in ages, and dude wanted my number. You put a makeup on once in ages? Wow. I like women that put makeup on 24/7. Not 24/7, but from the moment they get up, that's for sure. They always need to look like really tip top. I'm a little bit shallow when it comes to that. I'm really shallow. I like women that smell good all the time. I like women that, like, even when they work out, they gotta smell good. I can't smell the sweat. I gotta smell the perfume coming out. That's my type of woman. And as much as I complain about her taking so much time in the bathroom getting ready, at the end of the day, I like it, because otherwise she wouldn't look as good. So yeah, I probably shouldn't have said that. So, Damn. Why? I'm not having to please anyone. Keep skin youthful. Okay, I think you have the wrong mindset. Can I ask you a question? Are you a feminist, Celestial Wolf Eva? Because that sounds to me, this sounds like the feminist that is like, I'm not gonna please a man's desires, you know, because that means I'm whatever. I'm catering to the patriarchy or something like that. Listen, Ava, this is not for men. This is for you. Do you know what kind of power you have as an attractive woman in this world? You're more powerful than any guy out there. Okay? Come on. Let's be honest, okay? The most powerful men that you know, or most of them, want to get powerful so that they can get women, okay? You are the gatekeepers of sex. Do you know what that means, ladies? You have to be a little bit more proud about who you are and what you are. Women are the gatekeepers of sex. You decide if a man gets it or not. Okay? So that puts you on a pedestal right away, you see? So you making yourself look pretty, you're not pleasing a guy. You're showing your goods, you're showing your power, okay? You're showing your power, and you know that opens up everything to you. And there's nothing wrong with taking advantage of that. Like, come on. Like, I think you have the wrong mindset. I think you have the wrong mindset. You're not pleasing the guy. You're only hurting yourself. If you don't take care of yourself like that, if you don't look your best all the time, you're just hurting yourself. Okay? I mean, just do an experiment. Go into a certain public location, or you know, looking your worst, and then go there looking your best. You know, well done, makeup, push up, and all that stuff, showing your goods. You're gonna be treated 180 degrees differently. Okay, and the world is gonna be catering to you. That's how it works. Okay, attractive women get treated like rock stars anywhere. They're royalty wherever they go. Wherever they go. Have you ever seen a club that was like, okay, ladies, I mean, guys can get in here for free and 2 drinks for free? Has ever, I mean, is there any club in this world where the club owner is like, okay, ladies can get in here for free if they bring 2 girls? I mean, if they bring 2 men? That doesn't work. You see? I think all of you women think that you have it worse, okay? That's not true. If you actually play your cards right, the world is yours, okay? The world is yours. I'm serious. You get treated like fucking royalty wherever you go. Everybody caters to your needs. All right? So what you're doing is you're not hurting men with not looking your best, you're hurting yourself. You got to know your true power, ladies. Okay, talking about magic. Don't you think looks are kind of like a spell? Have you ever looked nice and a guy was just under your spell? I'm sure that happened to a lot of you. Okay, isn't that magic when a guy is like ready to do anything for you, anything that you ask for, just because you're pretty? They're hypnotized by you. They're in this trance. It's like a beautiful woman spell. Right? That's magic. all by itself. So if you're interested in magic, you should also use that stuff. I can't do that. I definitely can't do that. Nobody's going to treat me like that. I gotta actually earn what I have. It's but it is what it is. It's just what it is. It's Mother Nature. Who's gonna argue with that? That's called being a woman. Yeah, communicating with the spirit world. Does a particular incense associated with the spirit matter that much? It can, but it doesn't have to be that one. Being an attractive woman makes life easier. Yep. If someone is doing well and that someone is your friend and you don't feel good about it, how to be happy when the people around you prosper? Well, if it's possible for that person, it's possible for you too. So you should be happy. Anyone around you that succeeds should show you that it's not a conspiracy stacked against you. It's possible for you too. If that guy can do it, I can do it too. That's how you should see it. When a woman looks fade, what power does she hold at that time of her life? Well, that's good. A good question. You should maybe look into evolutionary psychology. And a mature woman actually holds a lot of power. She's kind of like I don't know. If she chooses to do the right things, what would be the right things? It's I believe a mother that is maturing, a mother of children and all that is sacred in most contexts. Think about it. A mature woman can do pretty much anything in society. She can cuss anybody out. She could even slap somebody, and no one's going to say something. Can you imagine a mature woman, let's say a 60-year-old woman, cussing somebody out randomly in the street and slapping them, and she having any kind of repercussions from that? Everybody's going to wonder why that person deserves it, right? So that's power, you see. So, but look, I think a woman that ages alone and doesn't like have a family, doesn't have grandkids or at least children, loses a lot of power. And I don't think women want to age alone. I think it's worse for a woman than it is for a man to stay alone and get old. Men they're going to be fine. They're going to drink wine and then talk shit about, I don't know, sports, politics, all this other stuff. When men get together, do you know what we talk about? When guys get together, we talk about things. We talk about politics. We talk about problems that we solve. Ladies, what do you talk about when you get together? You talk about other people. You talk about this guy and that guy. What did he mean when he said this? Why did he not call? Or is he actually into you? Like to you, relationships are so much more important, affairs of the heart, so to speak. Yeah, that's way more important to you. That's what your conversations are about. Is that true? I mean, is that true? Do you agree with what I'm saying here? Do you agree with what I'm saying? So I believe that as a woman, you should snatch up the best guy that you can before you hit 30, and have a family with that guy. Okay. I think attractive women tend to get overwhelmed with attention from creeps and men in general. That's just not our type. Yeah, probably. When will you immigrate to Los Angeles? Well, rather soon. Rather soon. I'm not sure if I want to stay in California, though. Wait. Kim Kardashian is now 40, and is she still desirable? Not as desirable as she was when she was 20. That's for sure. Okay. And I don't like the body type of that chick. I don't know. I mean, she's not ugly. I mean, yeah, she's kind of pretty, but I don't think she's something to aim for, to be honest. Come to LA when it's not on fire. Yeah, I mean, LA is kind of like, maybe it used to be the place to be. I don't know, but I didn't like LA that much the last time I was there. The last 2 times, actually, I didn't think it was all that great, to be honest. It has changed a lot. It's changed a lot. For how long are you living in Germany? I've been living here for 36 years. With, on and off. I mean, with short breaks, but yeah, for 36 years. The coast is much better in Southern California. Yeah, whatever. Okay. So, back to the topic. Frank, what ages do you prefer? in terms of women? Yeah, in women. Well, I think the ages that any guy prefers. There's a certain range of peak attractiveness in women in general, generally speaking. It starts around, I would say, between 19 and 26, I would say, between 19 and 26, that window. That's when girls are usually the hottest, the most attractive. Do you think I can still get a high value guy with 2 kids? Well, it depends on your definition of high value. But I think so if you what you have to understand is that a lot of guys are not aware of their own value. Okay, well, look, as a mom with 2 kids, your definition of a high value guy is probably somebody that is faithful, that is reliable, that is financially stable, and yeah, is responsible, right? That type of guy, the good dad, right? That's probably something that you would consider high value. And the good thing about guys like that is oftentimes, see, guys don't hit their peak attractiveness until their late 30s. Okay, so I just said the peak of attractiveness for a woman is between 19 and 26. For us, it's between 30 and 40 somewhere. Okay, and if we could take good care of ourselves, we can even stretch it out until like 45. You all know that one 45-year-old guy that is super hot or whatever, right? Which is not going to happen for a woman. But what I'm saying is, and what, by the way, I'm just generalizing here. This is all my personal opinion. Okay, nobody get offended, please. I'm not trying to offend anyone. I'm just saying things here that are generally my experience. So, the good thing is with guys like that, when they grow up, they don't get a lot of action. Okay, most of these guys have been rejected their entire life because they weren't the bad guys, the bad boys in school. Okay, When the bad boys were having fun with all those girls, they were studying or whatever. They were going through college. They were working on their career, and now they're like in their late 30s and make good money. But in their head, they're still this guy that doesn't get any action, you know. So if you can make him feel very desired, if you can make him feel like he's great, you're king, and all of that, he's going to do anything for you. Okay, so yeah, you can get a high value guy in this at this point, but just don't neg him. Okay, just don't treat him poorly. Okay, treat him well. And it's not going to be hard. Just be like, wow, you're so great. Just you're so amazing. Blah blah blah. Just play dumb. Seriously, just play dumb, and he's going to do anything for you. Okay, he's definitely not going to want to hear you neg the shit out of him when he comes from work. Okay, don't do that. Don't turn into a tyrant. And yeah, I mean, I think you can still get a very high value guy, because most of these high value guys don't even understand that they have high value. Play dumb. Yeah, okay, you're good at that. We should study the art of seduction. Yeah, that's your natural element. Are you kidding me? As a woman, you don't even have to study that. Your natural talent. That's your natural talent. Get out of here. I promise you, like, any woman that has no training with that is better than 99% of the guys with years of practice when it comes to seduction. Okay, that's maybe a little bit overstating it, but naturally speaking, women are way better at that than men. Come on. The way you guys can read body language, the way you guys can read emotions and faces, men are really, really bad at that compared to you, you know? Someone successful with no kids. That's what you're looking for. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure you're gonna find that. Are there martial arts styles that you recommend for fighting effectiveness? I believe it's not the style that is fighting. I believe it's the person. That being said, obviously MMA is going to be very good. Miss Tracy Joe Hill, beauty comes from within at all ages. Thank you very much. Okay, I agree, but I'm talking about reproduction. I'm talking about sexuality. And when it comes to that, 60 is not 20. And that's just a fact. Once again, not trying to offend anyone. That's just the truth. I'm not saying that you can't be beautiful when you mature or when you're older, but I'm talking about reproduction. That is not something that can be argued, really, you know? And sexual attraction has a lot to do with reproduction. Okay. Hi, how to get a reading and consultation with you? I'm not offering consultations right now. I did rather recently, but now not anymore. Now, if a woman feels like she needs a man, is that natural or codependent? Well, the thing is, we live in a world that is very modern, but our instincts are very, very old. They're very ancient. And in ancient times, a woman definitely needed a man for protection and providing things in the past. These days, no, a woman doesn't need a man, like financially or any of that. A woman can definitely be alone, work and take care of herself. She doesn't need a man. So like logically, a woman doesn't need a man anymore in the past, but our instincts come from a time where a woman definitely needed a man. And I believe, for your emotional health, and emotions are very much connected to your physical health too. For your emotions, you need a man, definitely. For your emotions. Come on. We're talking about instincts here. We're not talking about logic. You all know that if you're a group of girls, okay, let's say 4 or 5 girls, and one man enters the discussion, the dynamic completely changes, okay? All of you change. You see the other girl different. You see her like a, let's say the guy is pretty hot. You start seeing her like competition, and you start trashing each other, you know? That's the dynamic, right? So your instincts are telling you you still want the man, right? Logically, you don't need him. But why is it that most women still want a relationship with a guy that is doing better than them, that can take care of them? Why? Why does female hypergamy exist? Isn't that the reason why? Because instincts are speaking here. Now you can deny it, but that's not going to change your nature, you know. And in the same way, men are always going to be after attractive, fertile women. That's what it is. Okay? That's why there's a certain age range that is the most attractive to us. That's what it is. We don't go too young. We don't go too old. Most men. Okay. So, and you usually go younger. I mean, most guys go for younger. I mean, I'm 36. I go for girls in their 20s. You know, because that's what I find most attractive. And you will look. Most guys in their 50s find girls in their 20s also the most attractive. Okay, that doesn't change. There's this young guy at work. I think he likes me, but I'm not too sure. Do young guys like older women, or is it more of a mothering thing? No. I mean, maybe he likes you. I'm saying, look, I'm stating like generalizations here. It doesn't mean that he can't like you. Of course, yeah. Why not? Maybe he does like you. We should try a collective and conscious experiment. 60 people in the chat is enough. Low-key thought this was about spirit communication. Yeah. Well, you don't have to listen. Has your spirits given you any insights into how the economy is going to look in the near future? Yes. I did a strategy session with a couple of people recently. And I shared with them what I know, what I think was going to happen. Mother wants me to marry a farmer because I love animals. "36 is young. I think women in their 20s shouldn't date men in their 20s. Maturity thing and financial." Yeah, they're not even attracted to guys in their 20s usually. Frank, how can we contact you? Contact me on Instagram or on Facebook. Dude was asking about his missing passport because he wanted my number. It was cute. Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up now. Hope you got something out of this. And bye-bye.